topic for today is programming paradigm. A programming paradigm is a philosophy, style, or general approach to writing code. Some languages are designed to support one particular paradigm. For example, Smalltalk supports object-oriented paradigm. Haskell supports functional programming. Whereas other programming languages support multiple paradigms. For example, Object Pascal, C++, C hash, Visual Basic, Common Lisp, Perl, Python, and Ruby. Now, this video is for beginners, those who are maybe at the first year level, those who are just beginning to do programming. In today's video, we'll just cover the programming paradigms in short and discuss them with respect to Python language. Let us start. Welcome to our channel Engineering and Technology for You. If you are not subscribed to our channel, kindly subscribe and press the bell icon. The topic for today is programming paradigm. First, let us understand what is programming paradigm. It is a philosophy, style, or general approach to writing code. So, a paradigm is a preferred approach to programming that a language supports. And it is a model that has distinct features, frameworks, patterns, and styles which help you to solve a particular problem. See, for solving different problems, it is better to choose different paradigm. So, programming paradigm differs in the concept and abstraction used to represent elements of a program. See, a program has many elements such as objects, functions, variables, then constraints, etc. So, the paradigm will differ with respect to this, and the steps that compose a computation, that is assigning, evaluation, data flow, control flow, etc. So these two are the points where the programming paradigm will be differing from each other. We'll discuss some of the paradigms, then it will be more easy for you. See, the programming languages are designed to support, say, either one paradigm or it can support multiple paradigms. Say, some languages, they will support only one particular paradigm. For example, the Smalltalk, it supports only the object oriented program. It does not support the other paradigms. Whereas Haskell, it supports functional programming, because these languages, they are designed for particular application. Then other languages, they will support multiple paradigms. Say we all the object Pascal, then C++, C hash, that is the .NET platform language, then Visual Basic, then Common, Lisp, Perl, Python, Ruby. So every language will have certain functionality, and accordingly the programming has to be done. Then the design goal of multi-paradigm language is to allow programmers to use the base tool for a job, admitting that no one paradigm solves all problems in the easiest or most efficient way. See, we have different paradigms, and different languages. So our main aim is to solve our problem. So whatever is best tool, we have to choose that. So depending on that, we'll have the choice of the paradigm. Then let us first see the types of programming paradigms with respect to languages. So in order to differentiate, two types of programming paradigms are there. That is, first is imperative and second is declarative. So imperative programming, the programming paradigm that uses statements that change program state. So here you have to understand this. A computer program stores data in variables, which represent storage locations in the computer's memory. So the contents of these memory locations at any given point in the program execution is called the program state. So the imperative programming, it uses the statements that change the program state. So it will change the value of that particular variable in memory. So when we program in an imperative way, we tell the computer how to solve a problem. That means we are actually telling the steps to solve a problem. Then the second type of programming is declarative programming. So here a style of building the structure and elements of computer programs that expresses logic of computation without describing its control flow. So that means when we program in declarative way, we tell the computer what we want as a result. So we are not telling different steps to be carried out. We are just telling the computer what results we want. And that's why without describing the control flow, we are expressing just the logic of computing. So that is the basic difference between these two paradigm or programming type. So now again we'll classify the programming paradigms into different types. First, the imperative. So imperative programming instructs the machine how to change its state. So that means it is totally depending on the state of the program. So here we have four types. Monolithic, where a single large block is used and it emphasizes on finding a solution to the problem. There is nothing like subroutine, so that's why there's a lot of drawbacks. We'll discuss the in details. Then the second one is procedural. It groups the instructions into procedures. So here we are giving more emphasis on the procedure. And third is structural, which focuses on modules. We will divide the program into modules. And the next is object oriented. So here it will group instructions together with the part of the state they operate on. Particularly here we are going to make use of the objects. Then in declarative type, so it will declare the properties of the desired result but not how to compute it. That is what we have discussed just now. So here we have the first type is functional, in which the desired result is declared as a value of a series of function application. Particularly mathematical function is used here, and it will avoid the state and the data is mutable. That means data will not be changed. In imperative, always the variable or the state is changed. Here it will avoid the state. Then the second type in declarative is the logic. So here the result is declared as an answer to a question about a system of facts and rules. So it is rule based. Then the last one is mathematical. So again here the desired result is declared as a solution to an optimization problem. So these are the basic types of programming paradigms. Today in this video we are going to see the first four, that is monolithic, procedural, structural and objective. Let us first start with the monolithic programming. So monolithic programming, here monolithic means a single block, single large block. So as you can see in this, it consists of a sequential code and a global data. As you can see here we have a single large block of program. It consists of different statements and there is a statement number on this side. So we have here number of statements in this block and there is a global data which is outside the block. So the program flow is achieved with the help of say go to statements or jumps. And here there is no concept of subroutine, so the program code will be duplicated each time if you want to do the same functionality. And the main thing is the global data can be accessed or modified from any part of the program. Here you can see this part can access the data, this part also can access the data, and this part also can access the global data. So this will create a serious threat to its integrity. So if this part is changing the data, then this part or this part will not know it. So that's why that will be a threat to the integrity of the data. So because of these limitations, it is used only for small and simple applications. So this monolithic programming is the first paradigm which was used in the assembly language which is used in the microprocessors and the basic language. So there also the basic language has got the statement numbers, and then the go-to statements are used for controlling the flow of the program. So that's why this has a lot of limitations and it will be used only for small and simple applications. Then let us go to the next, that is imperative or procedural programming. So again here it is based on the concept of procedure calls in which statements are structured into procedures. So we'll have procedures, or these procedures are also known as subroutines or functions. So we call the procedures. So when we call the procedure, the program control is transferred to the procedure, and then at the end of the procedure we'll have a return, so it will return back, and the list of instructions to tell the computer what to do step by step is given. So the program consists of sequence of statements, and execution of each statement causes computer to change one or more variable in its memory. That is, the state of the program changes. That's why it is an imperative type of programming. So procedural programming language is also known as top-down language. And the early programming languages such as the Fortran, C, COBOL, all they are the procedural programming languages, and they follow the top-down approach for programming. Then let us go to the next, that is the structural programming. So structural programming, here we are trying to improve the clarity of the program, quality and development time of the computer program, because here we make use of the control flow for selecting, that is if then else, these statements for selection, and for repetition we make use of the while and for statements. So that will be improving the clarity and quality of the program. And again, here block structures and subroutines are also used. So that's why in structured programming, here we have the modular structure, and the groups are created of the related statements. So together they will form a module. So modularization makes it easier to write, debug and understand the program. So that's why the code will be more clean and there will be clarity in the code. So examples for this are Algol 60, Pascal and C. These are the languages which use the structural program. Then the next is object oriented programming or OOP. So this is a programming paradigm based on the concept of objects. So the objects are nothing but they will contain the data in the form of different fields which are called as the attributes or properties of the objects, and they will also have procedures, and these procedures are called as the functions or method. So basically the objects will be making use of the objects with the help of class. So we declare the class and then we make the instances of the class. They are the objects. So here computer programs are designed by making them out of objects that interact with one another. So the objects will interact with each other with the help of the function. We can see here we have object A, then object B and object C, three objects, and the object will have its data function with it. So with the help of these data functions, the objects can have communication with each other. So that is the advantage of using the object oriented. Then let us go further. So here the OOP languages, they are diverse, but most popular ones are class based. So here first we declare the class and then we make the instances of class which will be of that particular type. For example, Now you are sitting in a class, and each one of you is a member of that class. You have your name, then roll number. These are your attributes. So each one of you becomes a instance of the class. So if you want to represent the class, then you have the class representative. So he is representing the class. He is one of member of the class. So in this way, the objects are instances of classes, and then they will have different functions attached with them. So that is what is object oriented programming. So significant object oriented languages, we have the Java, C++, C hash, Python, which you are studying right now. Then we have other scripting languages like JavaScript, then PHP, Perl, Ruby. These are for web applications. Then we have Object Pascal, Common, Lisp, and then MATLAB and Smalltalk. All these are the object oriented languages. Then features of object oriented programming. So in object oriented programming, the emphasis is on data rather than the procedure, because we have the main here element is the object. So that is the data in object oriented programming, and functions that operate on data of the objects are tied together in the data structure. So here the functions will be part of the class only, and when we make the instance of that class, is when we make the objects, then that function will be tied with that object. So here data is hidden and not accessed by external function. Since we are having the classes, whatever function we are using in the class, they are able to access the data. Other external function cannot access the data. That's why data is hidden. It is called as the encapsulation in object oriented programming. Then this object oriented programming follow bottom up approach in program design. See, the procedural and structural, they follow the top down approach. Here it follows the bottom up. That is the basic difference. So new data and functions can be easily added whenever we need. So if you want to add, you can add a new class and then make objects of that. See, these are basic features we have covered in this video. The details of features like the inheritance, polymorphism, abstraction, that will be covered in the next video. So with this, we'll have the last part, that is the Python programming paradigm. So Python language, it supports 4 main paradigms: imperative, procedural, object oriented, and functional. So actually imperative and procedural, they are procedural is also imperative, and even object oriented, many times it is imperative. Only the functional is declarative. So these are the 4 paradigms which are supported by Python. So Python tries to make all the four available and working. It is up to you to choose the paradigm you need for your task. So Python is, that is the amazing thing about Python, that it lets you to choose programming paradigm that works the best for you in the given situation. So uh, try to choose the programming paradigm as per your requirement and do the programming, enjoy programming. So with this we come to the end of this video. If you have any questions, contact me on Facebook, Twitter, Gmail or Instagram. Then if you like the video, press the like button, share with your friends with the help of this icon which is available on YouTube. Directly you can share the video. Then subscribe to our channel Engineering and Technology for You. And don't forget to press the bell icon, because as we upload videos on YouTube, we'll get notifications for that. To press the bell icon. So thanks for watching. Have a nice day.